Hey guys, it's Sam with The Blind Life back again. Rachel is here as well.
Hello, everybody.
We are back for another Talk Back with The Blind Life. This is November edition. So, I hope you guys are doing well and everybody is enjoying the fall weather, if you indeed are having fall weather right now. I hope everyone had a nice Halloween. Here comes Willow. There she is, because she wants to be part of the party. Looking forward to Thanksgiving. I guess a couple things to mention real quick is this is Tuesday, November 2nd.
Yes.
We do have a members only live stream or Zoom call coming up this Saturday. I will post about that on the community page and all the other stuff, just to remind people.
What time?
It is 1 p.m. on Saturday.
Eastern time.
Eastern time, yeah. And hopefully this video will go out before then. It should. Yeah. So stay tuned for that. If you would like to become...
Willow.
She's rolling around. If you would like to become a member of The Blind Life and join us for that, we would encourage you to check out the description below the video where you can find all that information. And on the membership tab of the YouTube channel. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started answering some questions.
Okay, so the first video that we're going to look at comments from is our last talkback video.
Yeah.
Which was the October one. Okay.
Huge thank you real quick to everybody who participated in that. That was a live, was it live stream?
No, it was that, because that was that you had a pinned comment. Huge thank you to everyone who played the game, and congratulations to Nathan and Joe.
Yes, congratulations to the two winners for the contest.
And you did get that all sent out, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Hopefully they've received their prizes.
All right. So I know one person said, you must have talked about some luggage or something, and someone said they put neon orange tape around the handles of their bags when they were traveling internationally, and it was so easy for them to find their bags. It was awesome, and I got that from you. So thank you.
Yeah. So I've done for years we had this little. It was just a little Velcro yellow strap. I don't know if it was a padded something that you put over the handle of your bag.
Yeah, I think it was specifically just for identification.
Was it?
Yeah,
okay.
Because it had a space to put fill out your name, your contact info as well.
Yeah, I think we got it free from some company, but
I think it was a Mimi special.
Rachel's mom. So we used that for years, but that started to fall apart. So I was looking for a new solution. And I found luggage straps. So you can buy straps that go on your bags I think they're designed for security, number one, so that nobody's tampering with your bag because it's strapped closed. I think also if your bag gets damaged and it won't close all the way, you can use a strap to keep it closed. But they come in all crazy bright colors. So I got a pair of those to put on the bags. So I could see this bag coming around with this big yellow strap on it. That's my bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's great. It works great. I've got a whole video about that.
Okay, so Holly asked a question. This is a totally different type of question, but it's multi-part, so let me get through all of it. It says, do you ever want to hide from other people that you're visually impaired? How would you do that and why? Do you think people react differently to a man being visually impaired compared to a woman or a child being visually impaired?
Oh, gosh. Yes to the first part all the time, and it's very situational, right? Like if I'm going in to pick up a package from the UPS store, probably not the best example, but if I'm just running in to do something real quick, I don't need to go into the full explanation of I can't see, or I might not even take my cane in, although that has kind of bit me in the rear end a couple times. But a lot of situations, I do think it's important to let people know. New neighbors, we've talked about that before. We get new neighbors, we let them know just so it avoids awkward situations in the future. Growing up, I hid it all the time. I didn't want to tell anybody.
When I first met Sam, he definitely tried to hide it a lot. Yeah. I don't know the reasoning why. And the part of the question was, how would you do that? And I will say, not well.
I didn't do it.
I think you thought you were doing it better than you were, and I think no offense, but sometimes probably made you look more weird or awkward than if you just, said, I can't. I think there were probably instances that because you were trying to act like you weren't blind, it almost made it seem like you couldn't read, which isn't anything to be ashamed of, but it's just, why trade one issue for another, Or
another example, when Rachel and I were dating or first met, and we've talked about this before, I told her that I didn't drive, and I didn't give any kind of other explanation other than I don't drive. And so of course she immediately goes towards what, DUI?
Yeah, he's probably got a DUI or something like that, which I have to say, I feel like it's a little more common now for people to not drive just because they don't drive or they're anxious about it or whatever than it was
20 years ago.
20 some years ago when we met.
Yeah.
Because I know a decent number of adults now that don't drive. Or if we lived in a big city where there's a lot of people that don't drive.
It'd be much easier there. But
not where we live.
Now, as far as difference between a guy and a girl or a kid, I honestly, I don't think I've ever thought of that.
I'm sure people react differently to a child versus adults just because people react differently to children versus adults in any any situation. So I'm sure that's a little bit different, but I don't know if I think someone would act differently about a man being blind versus a woman.
I don't know. I'll say right away that it's not easy for anybody, a guy or a man or woman, to be visually impaired. But I know for me, it was hard, once again, dating, because, traditionally, the guy is supposed to pick up the girl, if they're in a kind of a traditional relationship, the guy picks up the girl for the date. The guy, takes a lot of the leading role in a lot of that stuff. And when you're visually impaired, you have to rely on the other person more. That was hard.
Okay, this is kind of a long one, but, and I'm sorry, I'm using Sam's phone and he has everything,
really big.
really big, so I can't see people's full names on here.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, this starts with Jutta, and then I just have ... So,
you want to make it small real quick?
No. So, regarding the traveling and anything else, I personally totally agree that we as VIP have to be more outgoing and express our needs for certain help. We are independent persons knowing what we want, but this also includes to know when and how to ask for help when needed, and vice versa, to educate our environment how to ask which kind of help we need, once they want to offer their help without overpowering us. This is my personal motto for the coming up White Cane Day. Again, I like that you call your cane Moses. So I just thought that was a good...
Yeah. Yeah, I end up doing that a lot, especially when I travel, is trying to politely teach the people how they're supposed to interact with a blind person. I've said that several times. No, don't grab the cane. Don't grab the cane. You're not supposed to grab the cane.
Elizabeth said, what do you have to do to become a Zoom member?
So to become a Zoom member, Elizabeth, right?
Yeah, which it's not called a Zoom member specifically.
Yeah, but referring to the Zoom calls.
Yeah.
That's just become a member of the Blind Life channel. You can, once again, there's a link in my video description, or you can go right to the membership tab on the channel. It's a monthly membership. It just helps to support the channel. I've tried to make it as low as possible. Literally, I don't think I could make it any lower. There's 2 tiers to the membership. The bottom tier, or the first tier, I guess you could say, is 99 cents a month, and the second tier is $4.99, I believe. It's been so long since I checked. I think it's $4.99 a month. So we get that Zoom. Any member, whatever level you are, can join in the Zoom meeting, and then you get some extra things on top of that, and all that information is explained in the membership tab.
This one, someone asked, would you do a Windows 11 review? Are there any differences in narration, magnifier, maybe the new look and layouts, if there are?
Yes, I'm excited to do that. I'm currently using the computer that I want to put it on. I'm currently using it for a video that's coming out this weekend. But once that project's done, I'm upgrading to Windows 11. I'm excited. I just watched a webinar Microsoft put out about Windows accessibility on Windows 11. A lot of people, they don't like upgrading. They always say, well, something always breaks or stops working. Not me, man. I'm like, as soon as it's out, yes, sign me up. I'm upgrading, so I'm excited. All right, so next we have the cooking live stream, or the live stream that we did about cooking accessibility.
So Sally said that she would cook or bake every day if her family would allow it. She said, my sister-in-law does all the cooking and is still concerned that I would hurt myself or cause an accident. But I am determined to get back in the kitchen. I did it before they moved me in and I was legally blind then. And no, I can't give up. Sam, you and your channel are a big inspiration to me. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, don't give up. It's a process, right? It's you have to learn how to do these things this new way. It's understandable that the family's concerned, but I think it's proven time and time again that blind people can do these things if they want to, if they learn the proper way and they have the determination and all that. So yeah, keep at it.
And sorry, this is another one. It's a member too, but I can't see their name completely. But it's Andre is the beginning. So Andrea, something like that. But in all caps says, absolutely love this live. I am blind and currently majoring in culinary arts at my college and agree with everything, especially having good knife skills. Hopefully I will be able to use some of these techniques so that I can stay on track with my culinary journey. I just feel like some sighted people, including my culinary arts professors, don't think I'm capable of working in the culinary field, which frustrates me.
Yeah, once again, blind people can do it. Blind people have done it, so there's no reason why you can't. If you like that, I also would recommend checking out my TikTok, because my Kentucky came out a little bit there. Because I just started a new series on TikTok of kitchen gadgets, my favorite kitchen gadgets, and I'm going to continue that. So definitely join there. Join TikTok.com @theblindlife, I believe is what it is.
And just mentioning also, I can't remember if she still has a YouTube channel or not, but at one point in time, there was I think it was a blind YouTuber that you knew of, that wasn't she a pastry chef at Disney?
Yeah, Phoebe Noxious was her YouTube name. She did that. I don't know if she's put out any videos. I see her on Instagram all the time, but
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you definitely can.
Yeah.
Well, plus the what's the cooking competition?
Master Chef.
Yeah, there was was she totally blind?
Christine Ha. Yeah, she was totally blind. She won the whole show. On TikTok and YouTube, the Blind Kitchen Lady. And then Mary Mamiletti is her name. I always have to think about it. She's up in Canada. She's got the Blind Kitchen Confession. It's the name of her podcast. Yeah. So there's tons of us.
Someone said that, I'm sorry, I don't know everyone's name, our hand something. I use puff paint, talking about labeling gadgets and stuff, and just make sure you clean the surface with alcohol first. So that's a good idea.
Yeah, puff paint, bump dots. You can even get in the craft area of like Hobby Lobby or Michael's. They have the little foam, which is basically adhesive back foam pieces. That would work too. There's lots of different ways to mark those things.
Yeah. Michelle said you could also always ask someone with a Cricut to print out vinyl's dishwasher safe markings for low vision user, which we have a Cricut.
We do.
I never use it anymore.
Wipe the dust off of it. It's been a while. Back when I was a cake decorator, Rachel bought me the Cricut cake icing fondant cutter. And you could put a sheet of fondant in there and it would cut out the design and you could put it right on a cake. That was pretty cool.
Okay, this is a really smart comment by Carla B something. Said, for liquid measurements, I use a talking scale and then I ask Alexa, how much does 1 cup of water weigh? And then pour whatever I need into a cup on the scale. It works great.
Oh.
That's brilliant.
That is very smart.
Granted, I'm sure there's some things that Alexa isn't going to know how much it weighs, but I bet a lot of common kitchen things it would.
Yeah, I imagine you have to specify the liquid. Like if you're doing oil, right? It's going to weigh different.
It's probably, going to weigh different, but I
still,
bet milk would probably be
Yeah.
basically the same as water.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. Okay, so the next video is the smart backpack. A weird video, I must say.
Yeah, that was an odd one, but I thought it was cool.
Someone said it would be cool to use WeWalk with this.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that when I was testing it out, that, you know, something like WeWalk or some kind of navigational app would work really well.
Memory, somebody said, cool stuff. Do you think you could review Android 12 from an accessibility point of view? It is already launched on Google Pixels.
So this is...
I brought this up because this is something that happens very regularly.
All the time. I would love to. Rachel has a Google Pixel phone, but I also can't just commandeer her phone, and she doesn't use any accessibility. She doesn't have the font set large, so it would be tough to take it and change all that and then keep it long enough to review it. You know, she'd be without a phone. So it's not really practical. But I get asked this type of question all the time. Can you review this? Can you review that? And I just don't have these things, guys. I would love to.
Not that you mind the suggestions, because if you know people want to see it, you're gonna try to get a hold of it.
Yeah, but you know, like someone wants me to review, you know, the new Mac Mini with the M1 chip. It's like, okay, but I don't have one of those, and I don't want to spend, you know, $600, $700, $800 just to make one or two videos.
Yeah, I can't spend more than I make a month off YouTube on items to review on YouTube.
Yeah, and stuff like that's not really in the budget. So I do my best, though. If somebody recommends something, I will, you know, reach out to the company and say, hey, you know, would you guys mind sending me one? Blah blah blah. But a lot of times I never hear anything back. So.
Okay, back to the backpack. One comment is, if you're talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I would say that Donatello would be rocking that backpack.
Yes, that's absolutely true. Donatello, he is the one that would have that backpack.
This is an interesting comment about the backpack and the fact that it has speakers on it. It says, I find people sharing their audio publicly annoying. Earbuds do not bother other people with your audio. I carry clip-on blinkers so I can be seen at night. In addition, I prefer to have access to my bag while wearing it. I find a good sling bag is most practical. I mean, whether you like access to your bag while you're wearing it is completely personal preference, but the audio thing, I think, is a valid concern. But I think where this backpack, like for Sam, and granted, you've used it a couple times, but it's not like it's become your go-to. I mentioned already that he walks from my office to his office in the mornings. And I would much prefer him to use that speaker where he's not going to be bugging people. He's walking down the street. You know, it's not a crowded, it's not like it's a busy street with cars, but there's not a lot of pedestrians. So, but that way his ears are not, he can still hear everything else that's around him. He doesn't have something plugged in his ears that might make him not hear a car that's, you know, swerving toward him or whatever. So I think there are good applications for it. Yeah, obviously don't use a backpack speaker on the subway. That's inconsiderate of the people around you.
Or, you know, shopping at the grocery store, you know.
Yeah.
I see this really, like you said, you're walking down the streets, you're going from school to your apartment. Yeah. And so you're just, you know, if you do pass by somebody, it's just really quickly and then you're gone.
Yeah, I could totally see too, like, I mean, it's not her style, but I could totally see like our daughter who's a teenager, if she had that, like when like after school she's hanging out with her friends, I could totally see them using that as a Bluetooth speaker. Yeah. You know, because they already have it. They wouldn't have to carry around an additional speaker, and you know, any of her friends could connect to it and stuff. So I could see applications for it.
Yeah.
The next video was the Revo.
Mm-hmm. The Revo, which was a smartphone accessory. It has a full keypad and physical buttons, and you can control your phone using the physical buttons. I will say right away, overwhelmingly, which I expected it, the most of the comments were about the price. It is priced a little high, pretty high actually, if we're being honest. But once again, you know, like I've said before, it's my job to present the information, tell people these things are available. It's not my job to tell people what they can and can't afford. So, you know, I let you guys make that decision. I tell you about it, and then kind of give you my opinions on the pros and cons, and then let you guys decide if it's something that you're interested in.
Yeah. So I'm not going to read all of the ones that are talking about the price, but this person said, Sam, this is a great new thing. I currently use a full Bluetooth ergonomic Microsoft split surface keyboard to navigate my phone. That thing does not fit into my pocket, though. It's really only good for home or desky places. I might buy one of these just for convenience. Using TalkBack to type a text message is insane. I type about 120 words per minute, or then in parentheses he said words per month, not words per minute. WPM, he said words per month, when I use the phone keyboard. Revo sounds like it might be a good compromise between the Surface keyboard and the rolling case I have to use to make it mobile, and my one finger on screen keyboard. Also, I love the thumbs.
Yeah, now I will say that, and maybe this person was a little confused about it. It's not a physical or a full keyboard. It's just a keypad, so numeric keypad. So if you're gonna type with it, you're typing the T9, style, the old school style.
Like which for C, you're gonna press 111.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Okay.
Yeah. Which my working with the blind shell phone, I got pretty good at that. I mean, it kind of comes back to it's like riding a bike, typing on that style of a keyboard. But nevertheless, it's not going to be as quick as a regular keyboard.
So this person said, hey Sam, I've been watching your videos for a while now and I've been enjoying them. I'm also legally blind and would like to get more involved and help out in the blind/visually impaired community. Any advice on how to do this or how to start a YouTube or TikTok account? Starting a TikTok account is much easier and quicker, right?
Yeah. Starting a TikTok's much easier and quicker. As far as I've got two videos on how to start a YouTube channel. I've got videos on how I edit videos, or I've got a video on how I edit videos. So if you wanted to check that out as far as coming from a visually impaired perspective, you could. There's tons of videos on like the mechanics of how to start a YouTube channel and how to upload and all of that. But really, I mean, just get out there and do it. There's tons of Facebook groups you could kind of start to get connected with. There's the YouTube community, the TikTok community. Search on TikTok for Blind Talk, BlindTok. There's national organizations that you could get connected with as well. I mean, there's lots of different ways to start doing that.
Yeah. Oh, this person said, I have attached mine to one of the sports armbands that you can attach phones to, and wear on your forearm. And this allows me to have a keyboard on my left arm that I can work with my right hand when I'm out walking, and I use it to control my audiobooks and such. I'm pleased with how well it works. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I read that, and that's so smart. So I imagine it said forearm, so it's like and you could probably answer calls that way and respond to texts and not have to take it out of your pocket while you're out for a walk.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I hopefully have other uses for it as well, because it is probably a little pricey for just that. Although if you do that a lot, I guess it would be worthwhile to you. Okay, so the next video that we're gonna look at was how does Windows Magnifier work on multiple monitors? Yeah.
So this was a question I've gotten asked so many times. How well does the Windows Magnifier work on a dual monitor setup or a multiple monitor setup? And I finally have a multiple monitor setup that I was able to test it out on.
Okay, so this person said, yes, that's how Windows Mag works, but the issue has always been that in Windows we can't keep what's in monitor 1 only in monitor 1, and the content that is in monitor 2 stays in monitor 2. With that said, Zoom Text will allow that. You can independently magnify, and each monitor is independent of each other. I wish Windows would make it where when you have dual monitors, they magnify independently of each other.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I explained in the video. Is it's not two separate monitors, it's one giant monitor. So when you magnify in one, the other one magnifies too. And right now there's no way to get around it. I thought that too. It would be kind of convenient if you could do one or the other, maybe in the future.
This person said, I hate it. Yes, it does work. I use it every day for work. However, I prefer what my Mac offers. I use two 27-inch 4K monitors. The primary monitor is the standard display, no magnification. The secondary monitor displays zoom. My reason for loving this is that I can see notification windows pop up even though I can't read them. I know where to look on my magnified screen. I can see my entire screen without having to zoom back out. I get so many Outlook and Teams notifications each day that I just tune out any Audible notifications now. If anyone knows of a reliable way to do this on my Windows machine, I'd love to know. It would make my job a bit less stressful. Ugh. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, try Zoom Text. I haven't played around with that myself, but the other commenter said it works.
This person said, do you have to have a scroll wheel on your mouse to be able to zoom in and out like that?
No. So you have keyboard commands, which is the traditional way. It's the Windows key and the plus and the minus. You do have a keyboard command that uses the scroll wheel, but you don't have to. I have mapped the zoom in and zoom out keyboard commands to the thumb buttons on my mouse. So I've just got a mouse with extra thumb buttons and I mapped it to those. I've got a video on how to do that too. It makes it so much more convenient than having to take your hand off your mouse to zoom in on the keyboard. You can just click, 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 click.
This person had a question. We've moved on to Hey Orcam.
Hey Orcam, all right.
So this is the last video that we're going to
Yeah, the most recent video.
Yeah. Which I have to say, Sam is really enjoying that Orcam.
I am, yeah. I get to play with it and for a while, and I've actually been using it more than I expected.
Yeah. Well, when you reviewed the Orcam, gosh, a year ago?
Yeah, about that.
It's probably been about a year ago. You were pleasantly surprised by how much you liked it then and were bummed when you had to send it back after reviewing it.
That was the read.
Right.
Yeah. So I had both of them at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I had to send them back, but I had both of them at the time. And I was so enjoying the read that I didn't really play around with the Orcam My Eye 2 or whatever it is now. It's whatever they call it, My Eye. But this time, since I was just making the My Eye video, I've been playing with that more and found it, it's really, really helpful in a lot of situations.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny, and Sam's probably not going to like that I'm about to say this, but Sam has access to more...
Oh, here we go.
Sam has access to more assistive technology than, obviously, majority of people. Not that he has it all at one given time, but you do, even like stuff that stays at the house all the time now, you have more than most people do.
Yeah.
But he doesn't use a lot of it as much as he should. Like, we got in a little bit of a discussion because he wanted my help with something, and I just I didn't want to deal with it that day. And it's...
She wasn't being a very good sided supporter.
It's crap that no one wants to deal with, but I was just like, I don't want to be responsible for it. You do it. You have all this assistive technology. Figure it out.
She didn't want to enable me. At the time. It's basically what it was, right?
I mean, that was part of it. Part of it was I was being lazy and didn't want to deal with it. I was overwhelmed with other things, and I didn't want to add that on to it. But yeah, he's not always the best about using the assistive technology. So I always know if a product is really good because he will go back to it and use it again and again. I mean, like, there's certain things that he uses constantly. He uses his phone and the assistive technology on his phone all the time. He uses, obviously, on his computer. He's on his computer all the time. He uses his handheld magnifier. I mean, that's always in his pocket.
Always in my pocket.
If we buy him lounge pants or pajama pants to wear around the house, they must have a pocket in them because he must be able to carry his magnifier. I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's part of, like, your everyday life.
Yeah.
And then there's other things that he might not use daily, but like the Patriot Viewpoint and the Iris Vision. He really likes those, and they're not a daily use thing, but they're definitely something that you will pull out and use, and they come in handy for you.
Yeah.
But since he has had the Orcam, this Orcam available at the house because he was making the video, you've pulled it out to use it for non-video things multiple times.
Yeah. Yeah.
And commented like, oh, that was so nice.
Yeah, some things it's like some things that I struggle with. I manage, but it's kind of a frustratingly struggle with it.
He'd rather use a seeing eye wife than the device.
Yeah, like reading the back of a bag of rice.
Mm-hmm. There's tons of text, but you only need a small little section of it.
It's small. The bag is not a nice flat surface, and oftentimes it's reflective. Yeah. So it's like I can run all the way upstairs and get my CCTV, turn it on, and all that, or I can just say, "Hey, can you read this for me?" And so that's what I do. It's easier, and I think everybody out there can relate to that. But I was,
I wasn't home. Number one, like the other day when you used it for something in the kitchen, I can't remember what.
Yeah, and it was down in the kitchen because I was recording that day, and I just had it handy. So I was like, well, let me try it, and sure enough, it read it no problem. And it's like, man, it's refreshing.
Yeah.
Which it's no surprise. I've always really liked the Orcam product.
It's worked well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the very first couple of times that you reviewed something Orcam, you kind of felt like it's a good product, but I don't need it. You felt like it was for people that had more vision loss than you.
Yeah.
And you probably have more vision loss than you did at that point. So
well, and I maybe just wasn't giving it a chance. I didn't really see how much it could help me at the time. No pun intended, but I might be changing my stance on that.
Yeah, well, and some of it may too be where, like, I know one video, gosh, this was years ago, you did one, I'm pretty sure it was the Orcam, and I could be wrong. It was something like it if it wasn't the Orcam, that you used in a grocery store.
Yeah, Orcam.
And that's probably not the most practical place that you would use it even now. Like, maybe you would because you know how to use it better. Like, you're more proficient. No matter how easy an assistive technology device is to use, you're going to get better with it the more you use it.
Yeah.
And you're probably more proficient with it now. But still, I feel like that's probably not the best test of where you would actually use it frequently.
For me personally.
Yeah. Because number one, you almost never go grocery shopping by yourself.
Well, and if I do, I know what I'm going for. And I know, like I'm going for Apple Jacks, I'm looking for a big green box.
Yeah.
It's like with like red lettering or something. I know what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It's more like if I were to, for some reason, I don't know why, but wander into a bookstore. Why? It makes me sad that
I know.
I love books. And
it's not because he doesn't like reading. It's he just cannot read a book anymore.
I know, it's frustrating going into a bookstore and it's like all these things around and I can't do any of them. But that would be a great place. I could read all the different titles and everything, and
if you were going into a bookstore to buy a gift for someone.
Yeah, or use the bathroom. Like, maybe I'll stick around. Excuse me, sir. Restrooms are for customers only. I guess I'll buy a book then.
Really gotta go.
Really gotta go.
Someone is really excited about it. They've got an application in with their National Disability Insurance Scheme. I'm assuming that means they're not in the U.S., but just waiting to hear back. This new feature is icing on the cake. It's a life-changing tool, and I totally feel like it could be.
Yeah, and I'll kind of touch on that real quick because that's a question I get, because I did a Orcam TikTok also, and that was a comment I got on there about the price and how much was it. That was one of the big questions. Well, Orcam has a special pricing system where it depends on what features you get, changes the price, so I can't really say how much it is. But I also think they have some kind of payment plan that you can look into. There's also personal grants. I read one recently. I think it's there's an assistive technology grant that you can get where this company will pay half the price, up to half the price of the device to help. So there's grants out there. You just got to do some research, look into.
And I would definitely, I think the first stop is if a device is something that you could use for school or for either getting a job or maintaining a job, and you live in the U.S., you need to go to your state, and unfortunately, I wish it was called the same thing in every state, but it's not. In Kentucky, it's the Office
of Vocational Rehabilitation.
Oh, it used to be called the Office for the Blind.
Yeah, Office for the Blind. It was the department for the blind for a while there.
Yeah, and so they're called different things, but definitely check with that, because I know, at least in Kentucky, if you are actively pursuing employment or you are trying to stay employed as your vision declines, and there are assistive technology devices that can help you achieve those goals, they will often pay for them outright. And if it's for those reasons, they're pretty generous with it. Now, they won't get you anything for other reasons. I mean, not just for quality of life or personal enjoyment. They're not going to help. But if it's for a job or for school, I feel like it's not. They're pretty generous.
Yeah. Now, but keep in mind, it's a process, and especially right now,
yeah,
it's going to take. I mean, it could take a year or so. I mean, it takes a long time. And then, from what I've heard from other people, some states have dropped the program completely.
Oh,
some,
really?
Yeah, or they just don't have any funding. They hear that, or they don't qualify. Your mileage may vary, but
yeah. And if you are a veteran and you use VA services, check with them as well, because I don't know about OrCam particularly, but I know there are certain assistive technology devices that they will help get for their patients or clients or whatever they call it. And I don't know if they pay for them 100% or if you just get a really reduced price or what, but definitely check those things first, because you may be able to get something taken care of.
Yeah.
This person said, "Hi Sam, this is so awesome. This feature is like having Siri built into the system or a Google. I definitely can see where this feature would be beneficial. Thanks Sam for sharing. Have a spooktacular awesome weekend."
Awesome, thank you. We did. It was a nice weekend.
Someone said, "Soon I will be getting OrCam 2.0 and I love this ability."
Cool. Well, I should mention that I am going to be doing a video on the OrCam Read, probably in November. So stay tuned for that.
So this person, DeGurley A, said the Louisville, Kentucky VA VIST clinic, visually impaired clinic, referred my loved one to your channel after he was prescribed the latest OrCam on the market, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
He is in love with his. The only problem is that it doesn't connect to his ReSound Bluetooth hearing aids, which is a bummer.
Oh.
So he has Bluetooth earbuds he uses. But wow, what a life changer OrCam has been for him. And by the way, our VA folks really appreciate your channel. You put out such helpful content with such a positive vibe, so thank you. Our veterans have so many disabilities from combat service, and in the word disability is the word ability, and they definitely have the ability to live their best life. So your channel is encouraging, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Well, come see us. We only live an hour and 15 minutes away from Louisville.
I can't see the person's name. This is In Dark, or what is it, In Darkness? But anyway, they say, "Hey, OrCam, it's time to get this party started." Great work, Sam. Very cool. Did it say that at the beginning?
Yeah, that's how I started my video.
Did it really say that?
Yeah. A little bit of movie magic, but it said it. I can't give away all my secrets.
Well, I was curious because I'm like, if I asked it what time it was, I actually want the time.
Trade secrets, nah.
Okay, Jocelyn S says, do you have any type of equipment that lets you identify faces from a distance? Do you know of anything that does that?
Well, I mean, Seeing AI will do that. OrCam will do that. OrCam, you can program a person's face into it. So I could program, if I have the face thing on, it will say, and I'm looking at Rachel, it'll say one person, in front of you. But if I program her face, it'll say Rachel whenever I look in her direction. As far as how far away that works, I'm not sure. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Seeing AI does that on iOS devices, iPhones, iPads. You can also program a face. I tell this story all the time, but I have a friend who she programmed her husband's name into it, and she met him at a restaurant, or she was meeting him at a restaurant, and she just walks in and she kind of pans her phone back and forth, and it said Robert 14 feet away, and she's like, oh, okay, just walk in that direction and eventually I'll hit him.
That's cool.
Yeah, so,
What was Seeing AI?
Seeing AI is the app, Microsoft app, free app for iOS.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So this person is asking, Sam, which one do you like better, the Orcam MyEye or the Orcam Read?
So, for me personally, the way I would use it, I prefer the Read. Number one, I don't wear glasses. So if I want to use the MyEye, I have to put on the glasses. And then glasses get in the way for when I'm using my magnifier because I hold it up to my eye. So then I have to take off the glasses. It's just a whole thing.
Yeah. Well, and when you use primarily your peripheral vision, sometimes glasses are not the best.
Exactly, yeah. So it would be different if I wore glasses. But so the convenience of being able to pull the Read out of my pocket, point it, click the button, it reads it to me, put it away. I love that. I do enjoy the gesture though for the MyEye, just pointing at something and it reading it. I really like that. It's kind of a toss up, but I think,
I could see also in certain situations, like certain jobs, if you're always sitting in a specific place or whatever, like I could see the MyEye being really helpful, so you're not constantly pulling something in and out. Whether you wear glasses regularly or not, you would maybe just wear the glasses for those tasks, you know.
Yeah, and then the other benefit too of the MyEye is it's because it doesn't have physical buttons. I've heard people talk about they mount the MyEye somehow, like on a stand, and then if they're reading documents at their desk or something, they could just put the document under there, point at it, and it reads, you know, and then go about their business. So it's like always there, ready to go. Whereas the Read, you have to physically push the button each time.
Okay.
So.
This person said, what is the focal distance of the Orcam? Can it read a menu board at like 10 or 12 feet away, street signs?
I would say check out my other videos, the MyEye Pro, which I think I might have misnamed that in the video, but 'cause at the time it was the Pro. I think they've just dropped that and now it's just the MyEye. But the Orcam MyEye Pro and the Orcam Read, especially the Read, because they're essentially the same thing when it comes to that. They can, you know, the scanning, taking a picture, scanning, it's exactly the same technology. And I was downtown here in the city we live in, and I was walking around, and there was one shot where about 20 feet away there was a sign.
Was it a street sign?
Well,
there was something else.
There was actually a couple of situations. There was one that was a church sign, and it was set back in the grass, and I was on the sidewalk. I didn't want to get on their grass, and I snapped a picture, and it read it perfectly. Then there was another one where it read like a marquee across the street.
Oh, yeah, and then remember at the skate park, there's that sign that's really, really high on the post that has, like, the rules.
Yeah.
And you were able, it was way higher than you'd ever be able to read otherwise, and you got that from fairly far away, too.
Yeah, that one, and then there was a street sign that was up super high. It was probably about 15, 20 feet up a pole. And both of those signs were, you know, I'm pointing this at the sign, which is up against the bright sky, and it was an overcast day, so it was really bright.
And you were pointing at quite an angle.
Yeah, pointing it up like that, taking a picture, and
it worked great.
The skate park sign was with the MyEye, and then the other one, the street sign, was with the Read. And in that video, you catch me accidentally let a bad word slip. I bleeped it out, but I was blown away that it got that, and I left it.
It was a bad word in a good way, like shock, like whoa, that holy crap.
I think I said holy bleep. It actually got that, because I was so surprised that it read it perfectly. So yeah, it can see things pretty far. A menu board at a fast food place, no problem. Now the problem is it's going to read everything. So that's you know. The difficult part is kind of wading through all the stuff to get the information you're looking for.
So that was the last question, but it is interesting. I was just reading, some people had answered that question on there. So please, if you ever have a question about the video, definitely put it in there. Sam does read them, but sometimes it might take him a day or two to get to them, and oftentimes there's a lot of other knowledgeable people that are watching the videos and interacting in the comments. So several people answered that, because someone said that they were able to read a subway sign at around 15 feet. And they said it doesn't always do the job due to the fact that it depends on the lighting situation, but it definitely works more than it doesn't.
Right.
And then this person said, I bought used, but it was like 4 times cheaper. It is able to read street signs from the other side of the street. And I am taking it to restaurants, and it's a big help for me. No problems reading menus anymore. Orcam will tell you if you're holding it too close or if the page is not in the optimal position, and will guide you how to correct it. It will also use built-in LED flash if you allow it to, and it'll let you know if it's too dark to recognize.
Yeah.
And then someone asked that person, where is used tech sold? Because that's a great question, because that's a viable option, is to, if something new comes out and you want it, don't get it right away, and then see if you can find it used. But this one says, I bought it on eBay from a private person, direct bought it. It wasn't an auction. Paid with PayPal, so it was all extra insurance. Mine was still had a few months of warranty left, and the ownership was officially transferred to me through Orcam and the original owner.
Oh.
So
yeah,
that's great.
I've got a video talking about buying used assistive technology on eBay and Craigslist at the time. I don't know if Craigslist is even still a thing, but eBay's great. You can find a lot of stuff on there. You just, search for the keywords. Sometimes you can get free shipping. There's also Facebook Marketplace. There's even a Facebook group, and it's recycled assistive technology, where people are trading technology on there.
Is it mainly low vision tech, or is it everything?
I haven't looked on there a ton, but I think magnifiers, electronic magnifiers, CCTVs, things like that.
Okay, yeah, because I was looking at stuff like that, and I got in one group, but I haven't seen any posts of low vision tech. It seems like it's a lot of for people that are physically disabled, but I'm sure there are ones for vision tech, and if not, we should create one, because some of it's trading, but a lot of it is selling. But I mean, you can get things for a fraction of the price used.
Yeah.
So, all right, I think that does it for us.
Okay, well, that was a long one.
Well, we'll trim a lot of it out.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you guys for joining us yet again for another Talk Back with the Blind Life and Mrs. Blind Life. If you need anything else, I guess, is there anything we should wrap up with?
I don't think so. Just a reminder that you'll be doing a members-only Zoom call this weekend. Yep,
Saturday, I think November 6th, if that's whatever Saturday is, at 1 p.m. Eastern. I will send out, just a reminder, I send out the Zoom link in the community tab on YouTube. On my YouTube channel. So you'll get a notification. If you're a member, you'll get a notification, just like I posted a new video, that there's a message there. If you don't, just check back. Saturday morning, check back in that community tab, and it should be the most recent post in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about, did you want to let people know about places you're traveling coming up in case they're going to be there?
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. There's a chance I might be going to New York next month, or actually this month.
Yeah, but you probably won't have time to meet up with
if anything happens with that, I'll let you guys know. But I am going to be at ATIA in January. So January, I think it's like the 26th, 27th, 28th, something like that. I will be walking around the exhibit hall. It's down in Orlando at the Caribe Royale Hotel.
Yeah, he's not going to have a booth, so you can't look for a booth. But if you are going to be there and you want to, get in contact, comment on the video or something.
Yeah. I encourage you guys. If the exhibit hall's free, so if you're able to travel there,
or you live in the area,
come check it out. You can check out all the cool new technology for free. It doesn't cost anything to go to the exhibit hall. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be there for those couple of days, and there's a chance I'm going to be at CSUN in California. In Anaheim is sometime in March. I'll have to double check. We'll keep you updated on that those days. So yeah.
I think that's it.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening or day or morning or whatever. Sam and Rachel with The Blind Life. We will see you next time.
Adios.